I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just picking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Counting like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
Invincible.
feel like I'm paper thin, walking around like I've got everything to lose. And I feel like I'm caving in, 'cause I fear there's nothing left for me to do. Oh, I've got scars and I've got bruises that prove my love to you. Oh, to you. So don't let me go a little too fast now. Maybe we should slow down. Maybe we should slow down. Don't wanna go until we've run out of road now. Maybe we should slow down. Maybe we should slow down. Let my heart take the wheel, 'cause it knows how to feel, how to take us to where we need to go. Let my heart take the wheel. We don't know what is real. All we need is something that can take us home. Take us home. Take us home. Take us home. Lately I feel like a house of cards, one blow away from crashing down into the ground. If I could, I'd take us to the start, where I knew that we were safe and we were sound. Sometimes I don't know what we're doing. That's when I turn to you. Oh, to you. And you say, don't let me go a little too fast now. Maybe we should slow down. Maybe we should slow down. Don't wanna go until we've run out of road now. Maybe we should slow down. Maybe we should slow down. Let my heart take the wheel, 'cause it knows how to feel, how to take us to where we need to go. Let my heart take the wheel. We don't know what is real. All we need is something that can take us home. Take us home. Let my heart take the wheel. We don't know what is real. All we see is something that can take us home.
dressing up for the night. Fairy dust on my dress, blinding lights. When I feel it, kryptonite. Ready for the fun, alright. Yeah, you got the invitation. Not the mood for celebration. Every time I got a good mood. Why you messing up the whole mood? Run, run, baby, go run. Run for your life, you just wanna go back. Run, run, baby, go run. Run for your life, you just wanna go back. You just wanna go back.
In the sun we go deep. Go deep. In the sun we go deep.
Run for your life, you just wanna go.
And it go. Go deep. In the sun we go deep.
Run for your life, you just wanna go.
Hold on to what you're feeling, are you dreaming of us? Show me some empathy. Don't know what I was thinking, wasn't even that drunk. I didn't mean to cheat. Now that you're miles away, all I'm trying to say is I swear that I was thinking of you. Don't even know her name and my heart's in pain, but I put the blame on you. I know you sneak out at night to see another lover. I know we saved as unknown, so my suspicions wander. I see you hiding your phone, deleting photos of us. Baby, just tell me the truth. Is he better for your heart, better for yourself, or is he better than me? Am I giving up on love, giving up on us, just pulling me through the streets? I put the blame on you. I put the blame on you. You think you're living, you must be dreaming. Show me some empathy. You won't believe it. Are you still dreaming? No, I didn't mean to cheat. Now that you're miles away, all I'm trying to say is I swear that I was thinking of you. Don't even know her name and my heart's in pain, but I put the blame on you. I know you sneak out at night to see another lover. I know we saved as unknown, so my suspicions wander. I see you hiding your phone, deleting photos of us. Baby, just tell me the truth. Is he better for your heart, better for yourself, or is he better than me? Am I giving up on love, giving up on us, just pulling me through the streets? I put the blame on you. I put the blame on you. For your heart, for yourself, or is he better than me? Giving up on love, giving up on us, just pulling me through the streets. Moonrise, signaling that it's our time. Owl cries, the haunting soundtrack of a kind. Red eyes, don't you worry, it's alright. just a little bit from grace. Darling, we're gonna make a mess out of this place. We own the night, it's when we come alive. Till morning light, when we go back to hide. It's time to ride, we're going wild tonight. When you hear the clock strike. Clock strike 12. When you hear the clock strike. Moonrise, signaling that it's our time. Owl cries, the haunting soundtrack of our kind. Red eyes, don't you worry, it's alright. New highs, we haven't reached, just being wise. We own the night, it's when we come alive. Till morning light, when we go back to hide. It's time to ride, we're going wild tonight. When you hear the clock strike 12. Familiar days, falling just a little bit from grace. Darling, we're gonna make a mess out of this place. We own the night, it's when we come alive. Till morning light, when we go back to hide. It's time to ride, we're going wild tonight. When you hear the clock strike 12. Moonrise, signaling that it's our time. Owl cries, the haunting soundtrack of our kind. Red eyes, don't you worry, it's alright. New highs, we haven't reached, just being wise. We own the night, it's when we come alive. Till morning light, when we go back to hide. It's time to ride, we're going wild tonight. When you hear the clock strike 12.
clock strike 12. When you hear the clock strike 12. When you hear the clock strike 12. Strike 12.
signaling that it's our time. Outcries, the haunting soundtrack of our kind. Red eyes, don't you worry, it's alright. New highs, we haven't reached, just being wild. We own the night, it's where we come alive. Till morning light, when we go back to high. It's time to ride, we're going wild tonight. When you hear the clock strike 12. Strike 12, strike 12, strike 12, strike 12. All in, we ain't got no arms to wait. Call in for that all familiar taste. Fall in, just a little bit from grace. Darling, we're gonna make a mess out of this place. We own the night, it's where we come alive. Till morning light, when we go back to high. It's time to ride, we're going wild tonight. When you hear the clock strike 12. 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 Strike 12. Strike 12. Strike 12. Strike 12. Moonrise, signaling that it's our time. Owl cries, the haunting soundtrack of our kind. Red eyes,
Okay, welcome everyone to this continuation of what are my favorite theorems. As usually, just my biased perspective and things I like. Today I want to talk about Pascal's triangle, or let's say a fractal structure in Pascal's triangle, in a different incarnation in the form of the so-called LeetCode theorem, which is a really beautiful theorem about binomial coefficients. And it's related to fractals, it's related to a lot of stuff, representation theory of SL2 or whatever. So let's just jump right into it. So the first thing I would like to say is, well, here's Pascal's triangle. You all know how this works. There's ones going along the two boundaries. So you start off with a 1, and you have this pattern that, well, let's see in green, so that you can see here. So whenever you are somewhere, well, let's say here, you would like to know what this number is, then it's just a sum of its two upper neighbors. Okay, Pascal's triangle has been discovered by many different cultures in many different contexts. It's one of the universal kind of thing-ish, whatever you see in mathematics, and really, it has been discovered by so many people, not just by Pascal. It's very old. Chinese knew it, Babylonians knew it, and whatever, you know. It's one of the things that if you find an alien civilization, they probably have discovered their own version of Pascal's triangle. It's not 100% sure, we don't know, right? But it's one of the things that's just beyond the human existence. It's just what it is. It's really beautiful. Very easy pattern. So just do it again. So if I would like to compute this 10 here, I would just take 6 plus 4. Okay, but I'm not going to talk about Pascal's triangle itself, but I'm doing a funny trick, which I hope you haven't seen before because it's really beautiful and very surprising if you see it for the first time. So you just take the numbers in Pascal's triangle and you take the modulo some prime. So you look at remainders modulo division by a prime. In my example here, I take the easiest prime I can imagine. Well, the only odd prime, the only weird prime too, the smallest prime, not the easiest, but certainly the smallest. And division by 2 means you have two possible remainders, the black one, the odd numbers, and the white boxes, the even numbers. And if you do this whole pattern and you just look at the numbers in Pascal's triangle and you need to decide whether they're even or odd, then you get this pattern here with those black and white regions. And this is actually a fractal. And in order to see this, we look at a video. So what you can see now is, well, a really big black square. And that's kind of the first number. I omit the numbers because they won't be visible anymore if I zoom out anyway. So this is the first starting square of Pascal's triangle, which we'll see in a second as soon as I click on the video. And doing it mod 2, after mod 2 run through, I do it mod 3. After mod 3 run through, I do it mod 5. And you will see it doesn't depend on the prime. It just gives you a very nice fractal structure. Let's go. Okay, here you go, modulo 2. Can you see the pattern? So the fractal pattern you should see here, I let it run, is modulo 3. So again, white regions is where everything is 0. That's the most important part. Everything else, so the colors indicate different remainders by division by 5 in this case. But you basically can ignore it for now. Just the important part is the white versus the not white part. And you can see this fractal pattern. And what I mean by that is I zoom out, that's exactly what the video does, and you see the same pattern repeating on a larger scale with the small pattern inside. That's a fractal. For the experts, strictly speaking, that's what is called an inverse fractal, because for other fractals that you might have seen, like a Mandelbrot or Julia set, it's more like you zoom in and you see patterns repeating on a smaller scale. So whatever you want to call it, inverse fractal or fractal, the point is you zoom out and see patterns repeating on a larger scale. So the question would be, can we understand those? So can we understand these fractal patterns in Pascal's triangle? It's just really just Pascal's triangle, what it would be. Pretty beautiful, still pretty beautiful. It's still one of the things an alien civilization might have discovered. We don't know. It's just too beautiful. It's beyond humans. In particular, it's beyond me, right? It's just far away. And the only thing we actually need to understand is, in order to do this, it's a little bit easier to work with Pascal's triangle by knowing that the numbers are binomial coefficients. So let me recall or explain whatever we want how this works. So first of all, we need to decide what columns and rows are in Pascal's triangle. And that's a bit tricky because of the way we like to draw it. We like to draw it like this. You actually should draw it like this, and it would become much easier to see what the columns are and what the rows are. But anyway, the standard convention is certainly that, or I don't know whether it's said or not, but that's just a standard convention. Probably the one you're used to, that you're drawing a triangle like it's Like we have a little nail here, and it's like hanging down, like whatever picture, hanging on a nail, like a picture. But it's not too bad. It's really like you should think of this being the boundary of a more matrix-like shape, and then those things are the rows, which you start counting at 0. Might be a bit confusing. So 0, 1, 2. This is the third, of course. 4, 5, 6, something like that, right? And the columns are a bit trickier because they're a little bit. They go along this way, like the fifth column here. And then if you, let's say, would like to compute this number here, what this number is, then it would be something over 5, because I already told you that this is the fifth column. And now I just need to count rows. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is 12 over 5. And the way why this works, some nice exercise if you want to do it for yourself, is this recursion in the binomial coefficient, which is exactly the way how Pascal's triangle is built. Okay, so the only thing I said on this slide is, in order to understand this nice pattern, we should understand binomials and what they do modulo P. And this is exactly where Lucas' theorem kicks in. And Lucas was a French mathematician in the 19th century, I think. He's famous for many other things, but I think his most famous theorem is what I'm going to show you. Anyway, try to understand binomials modulo P. In order to do so, I need to tell you a little bit about p-adic numbers, or p-adic, certainly not about p-adic numbers. That's something for a different video probably, about p-adic expansions. And this is a very easy idea. So if you have a number like 1038, then what does this actually mean? Right? Think about it. What does 1038 mean? Okay, there could be 1038 apples, but that's not what I'm trying to say here. It basically means the following: mean. Okay, there could be 1038 apples, but that's not what I'm trying to say here. It basically means the following: you pick out the digits, and they are called the 10-adic digits in this case. So just the digits, and the position tells you what kind of power of 10 you have. So secretly, or not secretly, actually, 1038 is 1 times 10 cubed plus 0 times 10 squared plus 3 times 10 plus 8. And we write it like this. So square brackets, the digits, whatever, AK, blah, 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 and the base down here, P, base is 10. And you can do this, and this is really exciting, actually. You can do this with any base. There have been different, so this is our system, what we're used to. And there have been different number systems throughout the world. Babylonians like to use something like base 60. You might have heard about base 2, which is binary, well, computer language, or sometimes people like to use hexadecimal, which is base 60. But anyway, let me explain base 5, because that's the example I have here. So in base 5, you take the same number, you play the same game, but now the only things you're allowed to put here are powers of 5. Okay? So 5, 5. So 5 to the 0 is 1. 5, 5 squared, 25. 5 cubed, 125. 5 to the 4th, 625. And you then just, there will be unique integers to make this summation work. And these are the 5-adic digits in this case. And you write it in exactly the same expression, right? It's really like just writing as a number and put in some commas in between and remember the base. That's it. And the point is that you can already see it here. So here you have an 8 turning up. This can't happen here because by construction or by convention, the digits that you see, they're called p-adic digits, the biggest one to 0, go from 0 to the biggest one would be b minus 5. So in this case, the biggest number you could see is 4. Here, you all know that in base 10, our standard system, the biggest number you could see is 9, of course. The biggest digit you could see is 9. And that's an instance of base 10. Say it again, in base 5, the biggest digit you would see is 4. In hexadecimal, the biggest digit you would see would be 15. And if you know computer language, then 15 in this case is something like an F, because people just don't like to write 15. 10 is A, 11 is B, 12 is C, 13 is D, 14 is E, and 15 is then F. But basically, they're just symbols anyway. So you're allowed to have B symbols ranging from 0 to B minus 1. Okay, now enter the theorem. So the LeetCode theorem. So you want to compute this binomial, and there might be n and k might be huge. They might be way down in Pascal's triangle, way down here. Okay, and this is how it works. It's a beautiful theorem in order to compute binomials modulo p, because you don't need to compute huge numbers. It works as follows. So take your two numbers. Here's my n, and here's my k. Right? I want to compute n over k, and I don't need to compute 1038 over 696. I have no idea what that is. It works like this. So fix your prime p, so my base, and express it periodically. This is just what you get, okay? This is just what you get, whatever. 6, 1, 11, or 4, 1, 7. And then the theorem says that you do the following. You look at the digits, 6, 1, 11, 6, 1, 11, 4, 1, 7, 4, 1, 7. And this huge binomial is a product over the small binomials, which are now much smaller, right? The worst thing you see is something like an 11 over 7 here, instead of a 1,000 something over 700, basically. And you only need to compute that, and you see, well, okay, that's not too bad, and you see it's 10 modules. So, and that's exactly what this theorem says. So in general, n over k modulo p is a product of the digits of the periodic digits. So n r over kr times n0 over k0. Binomials modulo p are products of the binomials along the periodic digits. Extremely powerful theorem to compute binomials. Really beautiful. LeetCode theorem. And how does it help to understand Pascal's triangle modulo p? Well, back to Pascal. So let's have a look. So in the third row, what you would do is, so this is here, 3 modulo 2, this is modulo 2. So 3 modulo 2 is certainly 1, comma 1. Why? Because this is just 1 plus 2 is 3, of course. Okay. So whatever 3 over k is, it's 1 over k1 and it's 1 over k0. But k1 and k0, so ki, are either 0 or 1. Whatever they are, this guy will be 1, and so will be this guy. And you will see that 3 over k modulo 2 is always 1. And this is exactly this black row here. Because it ends in 1, 1, 1. It has a lot of ones. And the same for the next one here. This periodically is the 1, 1, 1 case. And same pattern. And there will be one down here, the next one, the 1, 1, 1, 1 case, which is scaled. You scale everything because jumping in a digit is times 2 in this case. So you scale everything by a factor of 2. But the same pattern repeats. Similarly for the next row, for the fourth row. The fourth row is down here. In this case, 4 starts with 1 and has then a lot of zeros. Okay? Of course, because it's just 2 squares, 4. Right? And the only way such a product can be non-zero is if all the appearing digits are non-zero, are 0. So that's exactly the case where you get those two appearing and everything else dies. Because otherwise, for example, if you have 0 over 1, like this could be 0 over 1, then by convention, those binomial coefficients are 0. And the same thing repeats for the next one, which is 1, 0, 0, 0, which is down here, right? Just scaled by a factor 1, down 0. Case, which is scaled. You scale everything because jumping in a digit is times 2 in this case. So you scale everything by a factor of 2, but the same pattern repeats. Similarly for the next row, for the fourth, this guy, whatever digits of the periodic digits. So n r over kr times n0 over k0. Binomials modulo p are products of the binomials along the periodic digits. Extremely powerful theorem to compute binomials. Really beautiful. LeetCode theorem. And how does it help to understand Pascal's triangle modulo p? Well, back to Pascal. So let's have a look. So in the third row, what you would do is, so this is here, 3 modulo 2, this is modulo 2. So 3 modulo 2 is certainly 1, comma 1. Why? Because this is just 1 plus 2 is 3, of course. Okay. So whatever 3 over k is, it's 1 over k1 and it's 1 over k0. But k1 and k0, so ki, are either 0 or 1. Whatever they are, this guy will be 1, and so will be this guy. And you will see that 3 over k modulo 2 is always 1. And this is exactly this black row here. Because it ends in 1, 1, 1. It has a lot of ones. And the same for the next one here. This periodically is the 1, 1, 1 case. And same pattern. And there will be one down here, the next one, the 1 1 1 1 case, which is scaled. You scale everything because jumping in a digit is ×2 in this case. So you scale everything by a factor of 2. But the same pattern repeats. Similarly for the next row, for the fourth row. The fourth row is down here. In this case, 4 starts with 1 and has then a lot of zeros. Okay. Of course, because it's just 2 squared, it's 4. Right? And the only way such a product can be non-zero is if all the appearing digits are non-zero, are zero. So that's exactly the case where you get those two appearing and everything else dies. Because otherwise, for example, if you have 0 over 1, like this could be 0 over 1, then by convention those binomial coefficients are 0. And the same thing repeats for the next one, which is
Hello everyone, welcome back. In this presentation, we will focus on understanding
अगर आप सिर्फ एसएससी की तैयारी कर रहे हैं तो आपको इसे पढ़ने की कतई जरूरत नहीं। लेकिन अगर आप सीसेट की तैयारी करते हैं या आप सीडीएस की तैयारी करते हैं तो इसे समझना जरूरी है। मेरे दोस्तों, हम इसी को एलसीएम रिमाइंडर थ्योरम या चाइनीज रिमाइंडर थ्योरम बोलते हैं। बहुत सारे लोग इसे चाइनीज रिमाइंडर थ्योरम के नाम से भी जानते हैं। तो आज हम इसी बात पर चर्चा करेंगे। मेरे प्यारे बच्चों, इसे समझने के लिए हम 3 टाइप में बांट लेते हैं। बात करें पहली टाइप की, तो अगर कोई नंबर है और उस नंबर को किसी नंबर से भाग दे रहे हो और ये नंबर बहुत बड़ा लग रहा है आपको, तो इस नंबर के को प्राइम फैक्टर हो सकते हैं, सह अभाज्य गुणनखंड हो सकते हैं। ऐसे फैक्टर जिनमें आपस में कुछ भी कॉमन ना आए वो बना लीजिए। फिर हर फैक्टर से इस नंबर को इंडिविजुअली भाग दीजिए, अलग अलग भाग दीजिए। इनको बी से भाग दिया, फिर इनको सी से भाग दिया। और अगर हर एक बार सेम रिमाइंडर आ रहा है, हर एक बार मेरे दोस्त सेम ही रिमाइंडर आ रहा है, हर बार रिमाइंडर आ रहा है, यानी तीनों केसेस में सेम आ रहा है, 2 केसेस में सेम आ रहा है, तो इस सवाल का फाइनल रिमाइंडर भी आर ही होगा। जैसे एग्जांपल के तौर पे मेरे बच्चे में 35 के ऐसे 2 फैक्टर करूं जो को प्राइम हो, जिनमें कुछ भी कॉमन नहीं आता हो। जैसे एक 5 ले लेता हूं और एक 7 ले लेता हूं। ठीक है जी। अब मेरे दोस्तों, मैं क्या करूंगा कि 3 की पावर 481 को 5 से भी भाग दूंगा और इसे 7 से भी भाग दूंगा। मेरे दोस्तों, 5 एक प्राइम नंबर है और 5 प्राइम में तो इसका साइकिल 4 पे घूमेगा, 4 से भाग देंगे 480 एग्जैक्ट होगा, बचेगा 3 की पावर 1, यानी रिमाइंडर आया 3। हाँ जी। मेरे प्यारे बच्चों, 7 एक प्राइम नंबर है और 7 प्राइम नंबर है, तो इसका साइकिल 6 पे घूमेगा, 6 से भाग देंगे तो 480 एग्जैक्ट डिवाइड होगा, बचेगा 1, तो 3 की पावर 1, यानी रिमाइंडर आया 3। तो मेरे बच्चे, अगर दोनों ही केसेस में रिमाइंडर सेम आया तो फाइनल रिमाइंडर भी आपका 3 ही रहेगा। जैसे इस सवाल में हम 187 के 2 टुकड़े करें तो आपको साफ दिखाई दे रहा है कि 7 और 1 8 और 8 में 8 का 0, यानी नंबर 11 से भाग होगा। अगर ये 11 से भाग हो रहा है तो 11 बन गया, दूसरा टुकड़ा बन गया मेरे बच्चे 17। अब हमें क्या करना है कि 13 की पावर 400 को, मेरे बच्चों, 13 की पावर 400 को 11 से भी भाग देंगे और इसी को 17 से भाग देंगे। अब आप जानते हैं कि 11 एक प्राइम नंबर है तो इसका क्वोशिएंट 10 पे घूमेगा, 10 से भाग देंगे, एग्जैक्ट हो गया और साइकिल एग्जैक्ट हो गया तो रिमाइंडर बनाएगा। साइकिल कंप्लीट ही तब होता है जब रिमाइंडर बनाता है। 17 का साइकिल 16 पे घूमेगा क्योंकि 17 प्राइम नंबर और ये 16 से एग्जैक्ट डिवाइड हो जाता है, तो इसका रिमाइंडर भी बनाया। अगर दोनों केसेस में रिमाइंडर बनाया या 3 केसों या 4 केसों सभी में रिमाइंडर बनाया तो फाइनल रिमाइंडर भी बनेगा। मेरे बच्चे, बात करते हैं सेकंड केस की। यहां अगर हमने इसके को प्राइम फैक्टर की और सबको अलग अलग भाग दिया, एन को ए से बी से सी से भाग दिया, लेकिन यहां R1 आया, यहां R2, यहां R3, यानी तीनों बार अगर अलग अलग रिमाइंडर आया तो क्या करें, तो हमें इनके बीच का कॉमन रिमाइंडर चेक करना चाहिए। ए में से R1 घटाओ, देखो क्या आया कॉमन रिमाइंडर, फिर बी में से R2 घटाओ, फिर सी में से R3 घटाओ, क्या पता सभी का कॉमन रिमाइंडर सेम आ जाए। पहले केस में तीनों रिमाइंडर सेम आ जाए, दूसरे केस में ये कि इनके कॉमन डिफरेंस यानी कॉमन रिमाइंडर सेम आ जाए। अगर ऐसा होगा तो मेरे प्यारे बच्चों, मेरा जो आंसर हो जाएगा वो x माइनस कॉमन रिमाइंडर हो जाएगा। जैसे मेरे बच्चे, इस सवाल की अगर हम बात करें तो हमें क्या करना है कि इसके प्राइम को प्राइम फैक्टर करने की कोशिश करते हैं, तो ये जाएगा 13 गुना 17। अब दोनों से इसे भाग देना है। मेरे दोस्तों, 13 एक प्राइम नंबर है, इसका साइकिल 12 पे घूमेगा, 12 8 96 960 गया, 2 बचा, 21 की पावर 2 मतलब 441। इसे 13 से भाग देंगे, 13 8 13 8 8 64, रिमाइंडर बचेगा 12। अब मेरे बच्चों, इसे भाग दोगे तो देखो 17 एक प्राइम नंबर है, इसका साइकिल 16 पे घूमेगा, 16 से भाग देंगे 960 एग्जैक्ट हो गया, 2 बचा, तो 21 की पावर 2 और 21 की पावर 2 को 17 से भाग देंगे, 17 का 17 4 बचा, 4 का वर्ग 16 रिमाइंडर है। मेरे बच्चे, पहला केस नहीं लगा क्योंकि दोनों रिमाइंडर डिफरेंट है, लेकिन दूसरा केस लग गया। यहां कॉमन डिफरेंस कितना आया 1, इसमें से घटा के 1, यहां पे भी कॉमन डिफरेंस क्या है 1। और मैंने मेरे बच्चों बोला कि आपका जो आंसर होगा, ये जो बटे में वैल्यू आई है, ये इन माइनस कॉमन रिमाइंडर कितना 1, तो आपका आंसर हो जाएगा 220। मेरे प्यारे बच्चों, केस थर्ड में क्या होगा कि अगर कॉमन डिफरेंस कितना आया 1, इसमें से घटा के 1, यहां पे भी कॉमन डिफरेंस क्या है 1। और मैंने मेरे बच्चों बोला कि आपका जो आंसर होगा, ये जो बटे में वैल्यू आई है, ये इन माइनस कॉमन रिमाइंडर कितना 1, तो आपका आंसर हो जाएगा 220। मेरे प्यारे बच्चों, केस थर्ड में क्या होगा कि अगर आपका सबका रिमाइंडर भी सेम नहीं आ रहा और कॉमन रिमाइंडर भी सेम नहीं आ रहे, तो यहां हल्का सा आपको एचसीएफ एलसीएम का पढ़ा हुआ और डिवीजन का कांसेप्ट पता होना चाहिए कि भैया नंबर जो होता है या डिविडेंड जो होता है वो डिवाइजर इनटू क्वोशिएंट प्लस रिमाइंडर होता है। भाजक गुना भागफल जमा शेषफल होता है भाज्य। तो मेरे प्यारे बच्चों, जो रिमाइंडर होगा यानी जो फाइनल नंबर आएगा वो वही आपका रिमाइंडर होगा और उसकी वैल्यू ऐसे होगी कि a भाजक हो गया तो a को किसी क्वोशिएंट x से गुना करके r1 जोड़ो, ऐसे ही फिर b आया तो b को किसी क्वोशिएंट y से मल्टीप्लाई करके R2 जोड़ो, और ऐसे ही C को Z से मल्टीप्लाई करके R3 जोड़ो। फिर जो तीनों को सेट करेंगे, ऐसे 4 होंगे उनको सेट करेंगे या 2 होंगे उन्हें सेट करेंगे, फिर जो नंबर निकल के आएगा वो आपका यहाँ पे रिमाइंडर आएगा। सवाल के थ्रू समझाता हूं। मेरे बच्चों, सवाल ने पूछा इसका रिमाइंडर बताइए, मैं इसे चाइनीज रिमाइंडर थ्योरम थर्ड केस से समझाता हूं। मेरे दोस्तों, 28 को हमने 2 हिस्सों में ब्रेक कर लिया, 4 और 7, क्योंकि दोनों ऐसे जो को प्राइम है। अब मुझे क्या करना होगा, मुझे इनको भाग देना होगा 4 से भी और 7 से। तो 4 से तो भाग देना आसान है क्योंकि 5 ऐसा नंबर है, 4 एकम 4 रिमाइंडर 1 आया, 1 की बात जो मर्जी पावर रिमाइंडर बने। 7 का साइकिल 6 पे घूमेगा मेरे दोस्तों, 6 से भाग देंगे, 6 दूनी 12, 6 दूनी 12, 1 बचा रिमाइंडर, तो 5 की पावर 1 रिमाइंडर आया 5। तो यहाँ 4 में से गया 3, 7 में से 5 गया 2, ना तो कॉमन डिफरेंस सेम आ रहा है, कॉमन रिमाइंडर आ रहा है और ना ये रिमाइंडर सेम है। अब क्या करना होगा, अब बात को ध्यान से समझिएगा। अब मेरे दोस्तों, मुझे ऐसे लिखना होगा कि 4 कोई इसका कोई क्वोशिएंट होगा लेट्स से x + 1, और ऐसे ही मेरे बच्चे 7 का कोई क्वोशिएंट होगा लेट्स से y प्लस में 5, क्योंकि भाजक गुना भागफल जमा शेषफल हमारा नंबर होता है। तो जो भी यहाँ नंबर निकल के आएगा वही मेरा रिमाइंडर होगा। अब मेरे बच्चों, x और y की ऐसी वैल्यू अज्यूम करनी पड़ेगी जिसपे ये फंक्शन और ये फंक्शन इक्वेट हो जाए, क्या हो जाए, इक्वल हो जाए। अब मेरे दोस्तों, 4x को मैं यहीं रखता हूं, 7y यहां लाएंगे, माइनस का 1 उधर जाएगा तो 5 में से गया 4। अब मुझे ऐसी वैल्यू x और y की अज्यूम करनी जिससे 4 आ जाए। तो रख के देखिए सीधी सी बात है, माइनस में तो ये बड़ा होना चाहिए, x की वैल्यू 2 ले, 3 लें, 4 लें, 5 लें, ऐसे शुरू करें। 8 पे भी नहीं होगा, 3 लेते हैं तो 3 चौक 12 नहीं बनेगी बात, क्योंकि इसकी भी वैल्यू रखनी। जैसे मैं यहाँ 3 ले लेता हूँ और यहाँ 1 ले लूँ तो 12 में 7 गया 5 नहीं बना, 4 चौक 16, 16 में से अगर 2 ले लें तो 14 गया तब भी 4 नहीं बना। तो ऐसे वैल्यू अज्यूम करनी पड़ेगी। तो धीरे धीरे
हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू माय चैनल कोर्स विद माइक। तो आज हम लोग लीड कोड का 221 करने वाले हैं, मीडियम मार्क्ड है, बट आई थिंक थोड़ा इजी सा प्रॉब्लम है ये। एंड अगर वॉइस में थोड़ा सा इशू भी लगता है तो आई एम रियली सॉरी। आज आई एम हैविंग अ वेरी बैड थ्रोट एंड स्लाइट फीवर ऑल्सो। तो देखते हैं इसका मोटिवेशन क्या है। आप सभी को पता है 3 months इज मोर देन इनफ टू ब्रिंग अ मैसिव चेंज इन यू। तो रिमेंबर, आई हैव बीन टेलिंग यू सिंस अ लॉट ऑफ डेज, October, November, December, make most of these 3 months. Be ready to see the new version of you in 2026. I want this change in all of you. Okay? Find triangular sum of an array. You are given a 0 index integer array nums where nums I is a digit between 0 and 9 inclusive. The triangular sum of nums is the value of the only element present in nums after the following process terminates. ये प्रोसेस होता रहेगा, लास्ट में ट्राइंगल में एक ही एलिमेंट बचेगा, वही आपका ट्राइंगुलर सम होगा, वही आपका आंसर होगा. तो देखते हैं हो क्या रहा है. है एक्चुअली में। लेट नम्स कंप्राइज ऑफ एलिमेंट्स एंड एलिमेंट्स, इफ n इज इक्वल टू 1 वी एंड द प्रोसेस। लास्ट में एक ही एलिमेंट बचेगा तो हम रुक जाएंगे, अदरवाइज क्रिएट अ न्यू जीरो इंडेक्स इंटीजर एरे न्यू नम्स ऑफ लेंथ n-1, है ना। अभी स्टार्टिंग में मान लेते हैं n लेंथ का एरे है, तो आपको क्या करना है, n-1 लेंथ का एरे बनाना है। और आपको करना क्या है, फॉर ईच इंडेक्स i असाइन द वैल्यू ऑफ न्यू नम्स i एज नम्स ऑफ i प्लस नम्स ऑफ i प्लस 1 मॉड्यूलो 10, ठीक है। तो फिर उसका क्या करना है, रिप्लेस द एरे नम्स विद न्यू नम्स। अब आपका एरे ये बन जाएगा, ठीक है। उसके बाद ये n-1 साइज का था, फिर आप n-2 साइज का एक एरे बनाओगे, है ना। फिर सेम ऑपरेशन ये करते रहोगे अंटिल में एंड में क्या होगा, एक साइज बचेगा, एक नया एरे जो बनेगा वो एक ही साइज होगा, यहीं पर आपको रुक जाना है, और इसका जो भी वैल्यू होगा वो आंसर होगा, ठीक है। रिटर्न द ट्रायंगल सम ऑफ द नम्स। तो जैसे ये वाला एग्जांपल को देखते हैं, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, ये इनपुट है आपका। तो ये तो n साइज का है, तो मैंने कहा कि एक n-1 साइज का एक एरे बनाया, 1 2 3 4 5, यहाँ पर 1 2 3 4 साइज का बना दिया मैंने, ठीक है। इन दोनों का सम यहाँ पर मॉड्यूलो 10 यहाँ डालना है, जैसे 1 + 2 3 मॉड्यूलो 10 3 आएगा। सिमिलरली 2 + 3 मॉड्यूलो 10 5 आएगा, 4 + 3 मॉड्यूलो 10 7 आएगा, 4 + 5 मॉड्यूलो 10 यहाँ पर 9 आएगा, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पर देखो ये मेरा n = 5 साइज का था, अब यहाँ पर n = 4 साइज का हो गया। सिमिलरली फिर से वही चीज़ करना है, n = 3 साइज का एक एरे बनाएंगे, नया एरे, ठीक है। और यहाँ पर देखो 5 3 8 मॉड्यूलो 10 कितना हो गया, 8 हो गया, 7 5 12 मॉड्यूलो 10 2 हो गया, 9 7 16 मॉड्यूलो 10 यहाँ 6 हो गया, है ना। सिमिलरली इसके बाद फिर हम लोग यहाँ पर 2 साइज का एक एरे बनाएंगे, n = 2, 8 2 10 मॉड्यूलो 10 0 हो गया, 6 2 8 यहाँ पर 8 हो गया। अब n = 1 साइज का बनाएंगे, यहाँ पर आ जाएगा आंसर आपका 8, ठीक है। 0 + 8 मॉड्यूलो 10 8 आएगा, तो एक साइज का ये पर रुक जाना, आंसर इसका 8 है, ठीक है। तो देखो देखा जाए तो ये ट्राइंगल के फॉर्म में आ रहा है, देखो एक तरह का ट्राइंगल बन रहा है ना, ठीक है। इसीलिए इसका प्रॉब्लम का नाम ही है फाइंड द ट्रायंगुलर सम ऑफ एन एरे। ओके, तो देखते हैं मेरा थॉट प्रोसेस क्या होगा। तो सबसे सिंपल अप्रोच तो अभी आपको साफ साफ दिख गया कि डू एज आस्क्ड, ब्लाइंडली जो प्रॉब्लम में बोला वो कर दो। मतलब सिंपल मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, सिमुलेशन कर दो। सिमुलेशन मतलब क्या होता है कि प्रॉब्लम में जो बोला है ना, आंख बंद करके कर दो, कोई एक्स्ट्रा दिमाग मत लगाओ, है ना। तो हम लोग क्या करेंगे, एक्जैक्टली वही करेंगे। यहाँ पर मान लेते हैं मेरा नम्स है, प्रॉब्लम में साफ साफ बोल रखा है